Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before I go, I'm going to remind you real quick, Pure VPN, top of the description of this video, Christmas treat, 82% off, or you can gift 24 free monthly accounts to your loved ones. Do not forget, the link's in the top of the description. Also, Link2, you can, they're going to be doing this till the end of the month. When you if you're an accredited investor and you buy private equity on Link2, they'll give you if you do it with your Uphold wallet, they'll give you $1,000 of XRP into your Uphold wallet. When you buy private equity, if you buy Ripple private equity, they'll give you $1,500 of XRP. So, in other words, you're buying Ripple private equity with a digital asset XRP. How about them apples? Okay, next. In fact, I'll tell you something funny. You know where I heard "How about them apples" was in the movie Good Will Hunting. And for those of you that this is just a random thing. The other day, I was listening to Howard Stern, and he had Ben Affleck on his show, and he said in the show, that "How about them apples" was not in the movie. That was I think Matt Damon was just talking the way I guess they probably talked growing up in Boston or whatever, talking trash to someone, and the people that were making the film did not want it in there, but they said, no, this needs to be in there. And that, just a little interesting snippet that I heard listening to that. Okay, yesterday evening when I was on my way to have Mexican and have cheese dip and margaritas, my favorite, I saw Brad Garlinghouse tweet this out. Siri, play Ironic by Alanis Morissette. What he was tweeting was this article in the Wall Street Journal. By the way, the same Wall Street Journal who has not asked Jay Clayton jack about what went on with the Ethereum free pass. The Wall Street Journal needs to be called out here. These guys are supposed to report financial news, and they're not reporting the financial news. What they're doing is being a mouthpiece for Jay Clayton to work on his image and his PR. The gall of this guy. He writes, the gall of this guy is unbelievable. He writes, America's future depends on the blockchain. The U.S. needs to act fast to preserve its advantage in the tokenization of our financial infrastructure. By Jay Clayton yesterday. Now, I'm not even subscribed to Wall Street Journal. I'm too disgusted to subscribe to it. But never fear, John Deaton is here because he must be subscribed. Clayton's WSG op-ed is simply unbelievable. Clayton's audacity is truly staggering. As you read his Wall Street Journal article, consider the following. Senator Mike Crapo wrote a letter to both OCC and to Clayton while at the SEC seeking clarity regarding crypto payments. Senator Crapo stated that the different government agencies needed clear rules. I want to get down to this part because this is interesting. The Washington Examiner publicized an investigation piece on the issue of the United States losing the blockchain technology war to China because of the enormous uncertainty and because Clayton and the SEC refused to provide the necessary clarity. The article was published stating that cryptocurrency is at the forefront, not just finance, but even national security, that Clayton is now claiming. The article stated the U.S. intelligence community was raising concerns about I don't say three-letter words like that, but you know what it is, about their influence over digital currencies. The article was concerned about that three-letter three-letter government influence at the SEC under Clayton. The Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, wrote a letter directed at Clayton in early November 2020, 1 month before the Ripple lawsuit was dropped by Clayton as he walked out the door. Crypto and CBDCs are all being drawn into multi-front global competition. He wrote that the competition was against Beijing for leadership of the world's economy. Ratcliffe informed Clayton that industry leaders are worried about China was leaving the U.S. behind in the digital currency race. Ratcliffe pointed out, and all this stuff Ratcliffe pointed out And it says, although Clayton is now writing an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal on the issue, he didn't even personally respond to Ratcliffe's letter regarding the same concern. Instead, an SE spokesman responded saying the following: Chairman Clayton is committed to ... And then 1 month later, he drops the lawsuit on Ripple, folks. And here, this was Director Ratcliffe, who was, I think it's this is the guy, this is the article that he's talking about. U.S. intelligence chief raises concerns with SEC over China's crypto dominance. Jay Clayton didn't even respond to him. Now, I'm telling you, folks, the more you see, the more you see, the more you know. This needs to be investigated. All right, now this is what I'm picking up. We've been showing you video and timelines and all these players in this game, and here's what I'm seeing. There's a clear pattern emerging. Many involved in the Ethereum Free Pass secret meetings in 2018 are now coming out for crypto regulations. They want clarity all of a sudden. They didn't want it for 3 years, but now they want it. They got busted trying to create a monopoly for Ethereum. We have the timeline, the video. We are watching. We won't stop. We want a level playing field, period. All right. This video I don't know if it's going to be too long or what, but that's okay because we've got business to attend to. All right, last night I was told that Jamie Vernon, this guy right here, you need to all go and follow him and try to get in touch with him. I was told that he's the producer of the Joe Rogan show, okay? And so I said, let's try to get John Deaton on the show. See, this is what I think we need to do now. We know who's ignoring the story, but screw them, okay? CNBC, they are fully aware of who John Deaton is. They're fully aware that there needs to be a response to Jay Clayton and his no comment. They know that there's facts. They know there's a timeline. They know there's video. Make no mistake, they know. We've made them aware. They know exactly what's going on. They aren't covering it to this point. Maybe to save their own credibility, they will cover it at some point, but right now they're not. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep bothering them, but we're also going to focus on the people who I think tell the truth. Joe Rogan's one of them. Another one might be Elon Musk. We'll get to him in a minute. But first, Joe Rogan, folks, okay? Anyone who can help, please let them know. So these are the handles right here, at Joe Rogan and at Jamie Vernon. Let's and then I've heard that this guy might know Joe Rogan. This is the guy that interviewed John Deaton the other day. So let's get this going. Now, you can also go to joerogan.com and then go to his contact thing. And this is for people that you think ought to be guests. Fill this out. Tell them, John Deaton, do a whole write-up in here. Say, this guy's sitting on the financial story of the century. Tell him, give him your thoughts. Tell him it's about crypto, and crypto's a hot topic right now. Let him know. We're going to get John Deaton on Joe Rogan. You write it down. I have spoken. We're going to get him on Joe Rogan. And we're also going to get Elon Musk's attention. But we need your help. It's not any one person here, folks. It's everybody. All right. So, and I also tweeted this out because this, to me, is what really shows you want to really see just the tip of the iceberg of what we got. This video where Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin, Buterin's talking about locating in Switzerland to get away from the U.S., and then Lubin's talking about helping whales hide their purchases. So I sent this on to Joe Rogan, said, here it is, Joe Rogan, Jamie Vernon, the financial story of the century. All you have to do is have John Deaton on your show to tell it. He'll knock it out of the park, and so will your show. Everybody needs to be retweeting these things. Now, then you got this from Stefan Huber. He's saying, hey, CNBC, this is your associate, Jay Clayton. He has assured your audience that he did not know about Apollo Global. Yet he himself has disclosed the company as a source of potential conflict of interest in 2017. Even the New York Times reported on it. So he's got the article here, and you'll see right here. It says, has investments in portfolios managed by Apollo Global. If his portfolios are managed by Apollo Global, he knows them well. Now listen to what he told CNBC while you look at that.
I do want to ask you one thing, because it's something that your critics seem to believe, which is that in your final days at the head of the SEC brought a case against Ripple Now you're advising some other companies in this space, and they point out or suggest that this is a conflict.
Well, Andrew, let me say that we brought a number of cases during my tenure at the SEC in the ICO space, offerings and securities that were not following our rules around registration for wide distribution to the public. I'm not going to comment specifically on the case you mentioned, but in terms of my after government service in this space, what I can say is that the companies that I advise, I don't want to be promoting them, but one is an institutional asset manager, another is a what I would call an infrastructure provider. I did not know these companies while I was in the government. I was introduced to them after I exited, did my due diligence as to whether I would be an advisor and chose to do so. I did not know these companies while I was in the government. I did not know these companies while I was in the government.
Just a flat out lie, folks. CNBC, if you don't want to cover people that flat out lie on your channel, then that makes you liars. So that's how you're going down in history. Now, I'm not going to play this, but I encourage everybody to go watch it. It's from XRP yesterday. You know what? We'll just make this video a little longer than normal. It's worth seeing. You want to be bullish on XRP? You want to feel great about what this thing is? Watch this. This is from Ripple. This is from their swell conference they had. Every time you watch these things they put together, just watch.
Crypto and blockchain are redefining our financial systems. And Ripple, in partnership with all of you, are building the infrastructure for the future of the global economy. You are at the forefront of innovation in fintech.
We're here today because we believe in bridges between traditional financial systems and a new world of crypto-enabled systems. It's all about unlocking boundaries.
Everywhere you look, there's a cryptocurrency-related headline. Companies are eager to be crypto-enabled. It's really accelerated a lot of our partnership discussions.
It's less about when you adopt crypto and more about like what you do and how you do it. Having that use case actually deliver value to whoever your users are, whoever your audience is, I think is the most important piece.
The mobile phone is the most democratizing force in the history of finance. We don't have to build bank branches anymore to serve people. We just have to bring them great digital services.
The global payment system just has to have disruption. It just has to.
From a customer perspective, they ask us all the time, where's my money? Using the solutions that we built, payments are extended.
The Liquidity Hub is designed with infrastructure and systems to support long-term crypto adoption.
As a regulator, I care about effective and appropriate public policy. I think Congress needs to step up.
You're going to see institutions using DeFi. You're going to see the economics of DeFi, and it's going to be embedded into easy-to-use products, services, and markets.
It's about being the bridge between a growing world of tokenized assets and traditional enterprises that want to enter this space.
How awesome is that? Now, let's keep going. So John Deaton had tweeted this out. This is an article. Myanmar has accepted the Chinese yuan as an official settlement currency for border trade with China, moving away from reliance on the U.S. dollar. At the same time, yesterday we saw where Russia and China are creating a financial system that is not dependent on the United States anymore. It's happening right now, folks. And John says, in the meantime, in the United States, Gary Gensler warns everyone that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency's primary use case is to fund terrorism, ransomware, and drug transactions, and therefore he plans to bring many more enforcement actions burying innovation in litigation. Okay, that's what he's doing. You have to wonder who his masters are, don't you? Okay, and then there's this. I wanted to show you this. Yesterday, remember this? Zang.com will develop a carbon credit solution on the XRP ledger. Does anybody remember? I've talked often on this channel about a lot of the people that popped up in social media, on Twitter or in Reddit or different places, and then they disappeared. And there's like 4 to 7 of them that always intrigued me because the way they talk, some of the things they said, and this is what I did. I've done 2 and 3 videos a day for over 3 years, folks. When you do that and somebody pops up and they're talking a certain way and they're using certain words and they're saying certain things, some stick out. There was about 5 or 6 that really stuck out and then they disappeared. Well, this is one of the ones that stuck out. But first, this is the article from yesterday that Ripple tweeted out. And it says, Zang, a sustainably run securities exchange operated in partnership with the United Nations. And that's the United Nations logo right there. Okay? This is a tweet from, I think, back in 2019. This guy disappeared off Twitter. Regulatory clarity will be the first major announcement. This will open the gates to many institutions that are waiting on the sidelines. We could easily see the market cap grow by a few $1 trillion within weeks. Next step will be UN, IMF, Fed throwing their weight behind XRP. I believe we just saw the UN throw their weight behind XRP yesterday, folks. So whether this guy knew something or was off on the way it would unfold or what, that's a pretty bold call to have happened a year or 2 ago. Okay? Now, John Deaton has put an awesome video together to get all of you to write to your congressman. John Deaton is setting records for people contacting Congress right now about this issue. Watch this video.
Gary Gensler is a former partner at Goldman Sachs, worth over $100 million. Gary Gensler is a former partner at Goldman Sachs, worth over $100 million. He knows there's no clarity on rules for digital assets.
There needs to be clarity in the market.
But he doesn't care. Instead of providing clarity, he is launching a full-scale attack on crypto.
Now, in terms of the enforcement, yes, we're going to use our enforcement authorities.
Gary Gensler and his SEC have decided that regulation by enforcement is here to stay. He is attacking American innovators while vilifying the investors he's supposed to protect.
Incentives to avoid the anti-money laundering laws or incentives to avoid, because Bitcoin's being used for ransomware around the globe. Fraudsters or by good faith actors.
We have to guard against illicit activity.
Do you consider yourself to be their daddy?
Make your voice heard and tell your members of Congress that the SEC is hurting the people they should be protecting. Only Congress can write crypto laws. Connect to Congress today.
All right. So go to crypto-law.us, and he's got the Connect to Congress there on the website. Whale alert, there's been a lot over the last week. There's been a lot of XRP being moved around. 150 million XRP transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. Okay, now we've got this. This is from Jimmy Valley. This is over. I'm pissed. Damages. All right, this is a letter. Now, this is important, folks. This is a letter from October 1st, 2019, when Jay Clayton was running the SEC. It's from this guy, Jacob Comer from Cipher Technologies. And he's putting this in a letter. He says, our September 27th, 2019 in-person meeting, he's talking this to the commission staff, and we disagree with your conclusion that Bitcoin is a security. We think that conclusion is incorrect under both the reasoning of the SEC versus Howey and the framework that the staff applies in analyzing digital assets, among other things. Anyway, the point here, folks. So here, the SEC, this is, how they Gary Gensler keeps saying, come in and talk to us. Come in and talk to us. They're lying, folks. People are coming in and they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. People have gone. This guy's proving it, that he went in and talked to them. They're telling him behind closed doors that Bitcoin is a security. And then you got Jay Clayton coming out and saying this at the same time.
In fact, cryptocurrencies, you've said they are not securities. Is that right? I mean, like Bitcoin.
Just because you call something a cryptocurrency doesn't mean it's not a security.
Oh.
We've seen a lot of things that people call a cryptocurrency that are in fact securities. But you referenced one, Bitcoin, which we have looked at and is not a security.
Okay, so what are the? I mean, here's an agency, folks, that's supposed to protect investors. Okay, and what is the other one? To encourage, not that's the wrong word, but they're supposed to encourage capital. In other words, business. Okay. They got a businessman who's trying to do the right thing, going and talk to them. They're telling them Bitcoin's a security. Then Clayton's going out publicly and saying that it's not a security. They're lying. This guy, we've shown him lying at least 2 or 3 times in this video alone. That's why he needs to be investigated. Now, how about this? So Stefan Huber has a genius idea. He puts this video out and he says, "Dear Elon Musk, Jay Clayton forced you to resign as the CEO of Tesla because you allegedly manipulated the market. Now it turns out that the chairman of the SEC who took action against you was himself manipulating the market. Now we caught him lying and covering up his ties on CNBC." So I said, yep, Elon Musk, one tweet from you could blow this story wide open. We have the timeline, we have the video, please weigh in. Then I went and I put this video together. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. First part of the video is him on 60 Minutes describing what happened and saying that he doesn't respect the SEC. The second part of it is Jay Clayton avoiding the question about the Ripple, his conflicts in the SEC versus Ripple case on CNBC. And I said, hey, Elon Musk, justice goes both ways. Jay Clayton has a lot of explaining to do in giving Ethereum a free pass while all of crypto has been in purgatory. Please help us bring this to light. One tweet from you blows this story sky high. Thanks for the idea. That's Stefan Huber. And finally, folks, JP Morgan agrees to pay $125 million fine for letting employees use WhatsApp to evade regulators. And I tweeted this to Congress and I said, the people are sick of this. You Congress people better start paying attention because you are out. People are sick of corruption. They're sick of being lied to. They're sick of a media, a financial and other media that does not tell the truth and covers up the lies, folks. This country is going nowhere but downhill unless we start having some honesty in our government, honesty in our media. And that's the reason social media has gotten so huge, is because people are on a desperate search for anyone to tell them the freaking truth. Well, that's what the digital asset investor is here to do. I am not going to give all the BS lines. And remember, folks, and a lot of people forget this, for over 3 years in the crypto space, it was only the XRP community that was pointing at Bitcoin and Ethereum and saying, why is all the media, why are they all talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum and proof of work? It doesn't work. Ryan Zagone from Ripple said it 2 or 3 years ago, and we've all been pointing at it saying, he's right, it doesn't work. The gas fees on Ethereum, it's all been lies, folks, and it's been lies that have been intentionally perpetuated by a crypto media that has been controlled. It's been controlled by only a handful of people, and it's tied to Wall Street too. There are a group of people who invested early in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and these people have been trying to control the narrative, and it's been one big fat lie the whole time, and they all know it. And we're right now blowing the freaking lid off of this, and all we need is a little help from some good people, an Elon Musk or a Joe Rogan. That's all we need. We're about to blow this crap sky high, and everybody who's exposed in this deserves it. People are sick of lies. We're sick of it. I'm sick of it for my children's future. I don't want my children to live in a world of lies where you know something's not true and they're saying the exact opposite. That's what we're living through, and it's BS, and our country's better than that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that if they're sick of the lies, come listen to this show, because I am not going to BS. I'm going to tell it like it is, and the people around our sphere and in whatever you want to call it, XRP Army, XRP community, John Deaton, what he's doing. We got the truth on our side. That's why they're all on the run. That's why they won't comment. That's why they can't comment, because they know what they try to do. We have the video. We have the time.